You're on Strat News Global, and I'm Nitin Gokhale. I bring to you at this hour the live updates of the situation in Ladakh and actually updates from the long marathon talks that went on between corps commanders on both sides. In fact, as most of you are now aware by now, that the third corps commanders meeting lasted for nearly 14 hours, ended only around half past midnight last night, and therefore this lag in the information coming from Ladakh and then of course reaching Delhi, where some information is available to people like me who are trying to elicit some information about what's happening there. As I said, the marathon meeting went on because it was a very detailed discussion. In fact, it was so detailed that every friction point from north to south was discussed individually. And say they include each of those friction point includes PP14, PP15, PP17, north bank of Pangangso Lake or Pangangso, which is between finger 4 and finger 8. And the end result of that long, detailed discussion between the two delegations led by the corps commanders was that disengagement and de-escalation process, which was agreed upon on 6th of May and then reiterated on 22nd June, will be restarted. It will begin again, but with a caveat from the Indian side that they would want to verify each and every step before taking the next step. So step-by-step process will begin simultaneously at every friction point from north to south, which is PP14, PP15, PP17 alpha, and coming down to the Pangangso, where it will be done simultaneously. And of course, then each step will have a time frame. So if the first step is taken, let's say on Thursday, then both sides will give it 72 hours to verify whether the steps agreed upon have been implemented by both sides. I'm sure there will be UAVs used, there will be pictures, photographs used, and of course, physical verification will happen. The Indian side was very particular about telling the Chinese, is what sources are telling me, that they do not trust the local commanders who had betrayed Colonel Santosh Babu and his team of 16 Bihar at Galwan or at PP14 on 15th of June when the clash occurred. And therefore, they want senior officials from the Chinese side and, of course, simultaneously from the Indian side to verify, to re-verify the steps taken, which will be simultaneous withdrawal, and then take the next step. So it could be, the process would be very tortuous. It would be painful in a way that after every step there will be 72 hours gap, and each side will then verify whether this has been taken or not. And the Indian side in particular wants to verify whether the Chinese are implementing what was agreed upon on 6th of June, reiterated on 22nd June, and now again reconfirmed in the Tuesday talks that went on for 14 hours. The crucial discussion and the longest discussion, I'm told, took place on the subject of the Pangangso Lake, where between finger 4 and finger 8, the Chinese have occupied the area, have pitched tents, and have put up some structures or have dug up some temporary kind of trenches on the spurs, the fingers, which are actually mountainous features which come down to the lake. So finger 4, finger 5, as you can see here, these finger 4, finger 5, wherever the Chinese have plonked themselves or have deployed themselves, are the main problem area, is the main problem area as far as India is concerned. And India has made it very clear that while Pangangso is part of the negotiation, part of the discussion that took place in all the three discussions that have taken place between the corps commanders, it is not the only option that India is looking at. India has made it clear that if the Chinese do not agree to the proposals, which are, of course, detailed and which are not yet available, except for one fact. At Finger, the first step would likely be, and this is something would likely be that the withdrawal of structures from the spurs, from the mountains or the hills that go up from the lake on each of the fingers, finger 4, finger 5, where they have plonged themselves, the Chinese have plonged themselves. That could be the first step. Now, once that is verified, then there'll be a gradual process. As I said, the process at Finger could take longer than the other friction points, is what sources are telling me. But the Chinese have slightly agreed to this process, even at Finger 4, between Finger 4 and Finger 8, is what the news is from the talks which happened on Tuesday, long marathon talks. But the Indians have made it very clear that the proof of the pudding lies in eating. And they do not trust the Chinese one bit after what happened on 15 June, has been made very clear to the Chinese commander. And I think he would have taken that message back because India has also said that we have other options. If you do not go back from Finger 4 and Finger 8, which will be a gradual process, which we agree, but it will be a longish process. It can even extend to weeks and maybe some months. But even that message has gone home, has been conveyed very clearly in very unambiguous terms to the Chinese, is what I'm hearing. And therefore, we'll have to wait and watch. India as a whole will be watching, the world as a whole will be watching. But the fact is that every friction point was discussed threadbare from PP14 to PP17 in north of the Pangong Lake, and of course the Pangong Lake itself. And therefore, the expectation is that this is the best case scenario at the moment. Let us wait and give it time, give it a chance to succeed, the kind of discussions that have taken place. But as many people have pointed out, strategic experts have pointed out, and even common sense dictates that one cannot trust the Chinese anymore from after what they had done on 15th of June when they attacked an unsuspecting commanding officer of 16 Bihar, Colonel Santosh Babu, and then of course the free-for-all that followed, which meant that India lost 20 brave soldiers. The Chinese, of course, lost many more. According to now a complete concrete assessment on the Indian side, the Chinese lost anything between 30 to 35 dead and many more injured. And that is one of the reasons why the talks are continuing. I think the Chinese did not expect so many people to die in what was a pre-planned operation from their side. And therefore, I think these talks are taking place or have taken place. From here on, I think India will await each of those steps. Having done all that, at the highest level in Delhi, in the army headquarters as well as in the national security apparatus, nobody has the illusion that this is a this is going to be a long drawn process, because until the Chinese, who have amassed in large numbers in Aksai Chin and are showing signs of some mobilization in Sikkim or in some other places opposite Arunachal Pradesh, go back to their peacetime locations, they de-induct completely. India will not believe that the Chinese have kept their word in the talks that have happened. Whether there will be higher level talks at the political and diplomatic level, we do not know yet. But this is the restarting the process which was agreed upon on 6th of June and has been confirmed on 22nd June. But because the Chinese were showing no signs of either withdrawal or disengagement or de-escalation, this third round has taken place on Tuesday. Now we'll have to wait and watch what happens. And I think India will be very, very, very careful from what it has happened. But India is giving these talks a chance, while simultaneously building up strength in Ladakh with more troops, more frontline mountain warfare enabled troops, more equipment, more platforms like tanks and artillery guns and UAVs and missiles. All have been moved to their operational areas in Ladakh and elsewhere. The Indian Army and the Indian Air Force are on full alert, and this alert will continue until this process, which is expected to begin on Thursday in Ladakh to begin with, uh, goes ends in what is expected to be an end result of disengagement, de-escalation, and de-induction. Once the de-induction takes place, only then India will believe that the Chinese have kept their word. That is what I am hearing from multiple sources, both in Delhi and in Ladakh and in the Northern Command. So we'll have to wait and watch how this pans out. But that's the update I wanted to share with all of you. And thanks for joining Strat News Global. Do keep watching for latest and authentic updates from the ground as well as from the decision makers in Delhi. I'm Nitin Gokhale. Keep following us on our social media platforms. And of course, keep visiting our website, www.stratnewsglobal.com. For now, all that I have was this update. Thank you very much for watching.